Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum and Ramadan Mubarak to all the brothers. This is going to be a short video, just recapping on the briefing we had last week, where a few of the brothers who couldn't take part. The briefing itself was obviously interactive with the brothers asking questions at the end, and unfortunately this is just a video, but I'll try to cover the kind of comments and suggestions we had from the briefing last week. First of all, I just want to introduce all the people, or introduce the names of the people that's going to be taking part in this year's 3 Cities. Last year we had 20 people, and this year we have increased it to 24 people. And alhamdulillah, every year we're seeing the same people taking part again and again, and that's a good sign. That's a sign to show that it's working for us, and alhamdulillah, people are enjoying it and people are taking part again. And due to that reason, we actually having to increase the number slightly so that it gives the others opportunity to take part also. Otherwise, every year we're just going to be having the same people taking part, which is not a bad thing, but doesn't give the opportunity to other riders to also take part. So just to mention the names quickly, the 24 people that's taking part this year is myself, Sharif, Soif, Jahir, Liton, Shamim, Rocky, Juba, Lutfur, Shaibo, Shahjan, Mots, Abdulmotin, Akmabai, Mustaq, Yusuf, Faraz, Amdad, Amir, Gifi, Saadbai, and Imran, Shanur, JJ, Kabir, basically the 24 people that's going to take part. As you can tell from the list, probably the ones who took part last year and the previous years, most of them are the ones who have actually taken part last year. This year we actually decided to help fundraise for lonely orphans, and it's going to be sponsorship for individual orphans. Unlike previous years and unlike previous fundraising that we do or others do, this isn't actually about collective fundraising, i.e. we're not looking to raise £30,000 to build a water plant or to help with a cause in particular. This is actually different. This is more of a unique one, more of an individual one, where each of us is going to be allocated with a orphan, and we have a target to reach, which is case of £1,300, and that orphan is going to be, for the next 4 years, he's going to be basically taken care of with the money that we raise. So it's pretty much an individual thing, pretty much a personal thing. Once we've received the application form from yourself, the online form completion, we'll associate an orphan with yourself. You'll get a picture of the orphan and his or her details, and you can use that to kind of make it more personal, fundraising for yourself. People that help you to raise the money, they'll be helping you to help that particular child for the next 4 years. The exact time, actually, the £1,300 will help in terms of, if I get the exact amount, it's going to be just under 4 years. So if you raise £1,392, i.e. £92 more, that child will get full 4 years of funding, which will cover their education, to their health, to their accommodation. Everything will get covered. After the sponsorship has ended, the charity itself is going to contact yourself to ask whether you like to continue sponsoring the child, give you the opportunity. If you don't, they'll find another sponsor to kind of continue from that. So again, I just want to emphasize that this is more of a personal appeal, more of a personal fundraising this year, that everybody try your best to get to reach the target, and that way the child that you're sponsoring will get the full 4 year or just under 4 year funding basically. Training this year will start from 22nd of July. That will last for 13 weeks, which will take us up to the event itself in October, which is from 21st to 25th of October. Um, the list we've done previously as well in terms of training, we make a schedule and you can see in advance the whole 13 weeks of training, where we're going to be going, the mileage that it contains, and therefore I understand not everybody can take part on full 13 weeks. So if you need to pick and choose, maybe you can look through the schedule and look for the ones that you probably prefer and try to book them in for those weekends. It's going to be Saturdays, and it's going to be 9 o'clock. Depending on what ride it is, it's either going to be meeting up at LMC or at Ilford. The routes for this year, I like to be pretty much upfront. It is going to be really intense. It's not going to be easy, so therefore we have plenty of time to take part in training, whether it's with us or not, but do ride. It's not like previous years you can just come along and you can just ride. You can try, but I would like to let you know in advance, it is going to be a lot more difficult than our previous 3Cities. It's not because I'm making it any difficult, it is the way it is due to the landscape. As you know, we're cycling from Basel, where we left off from last year, so we're going to be going from Basel to Zurich to Munich, and in between that, between Zurich and Munich, there's going to be a stopover to make it so that we can make it a 3-day ride and to make the ride more shorter as well, or more manageable. Just to give you some basic stats for this year's routes, basic information so that you can take into account when you're training. Day one, you're looking at around approximately 80 miles with just under 7,000 feet elevation. Day two, it's going to be 100 miles with approximately just under between 7,500 to 8,000 feet elevation. And on day three, it's around 100 miles again with around 5,000 feet elevation. So these figures speak volume for themselves, and as you can see, it is nothing compared to what we did previous year. Distance wise, yes, 100 miles, 80 miles, but in terms of elevation, there is a lot more than last year or the previous year. The other thing I was going to say is everyone has paid up their deposit and the full amount, and the hotels are booked, the flights are booked, but there are still a lot of people on the waiting list. Last year we had 2 people that dropped out pretty much at the end, and I just want to say, and this is not me trying to give any sort of what should I say, I'm not trying to give any hint that anyone should drop out, but if you are not 100% and you think you may not want to take part in it, there's still a chance of you dropping out. Only thing is you probably just lose out on the flight fee, purely because we can't, the flight fees are not transferable and are not refundable. Other than that, because we have a lot of people in the waiting list, if you are feeling like you may not want to take part, I could get somebody to take over and they could cover the hotel fee, and the flights are increasing, but it's still going to be manageable for them. If you drop out later on in the year, that person that want to take over may not be able to cover the flight fee because the flight does go up considerably. Hence why, if you are considering to drop out, then do let me know as soon as possible, so I can probably give somebody else opportunity to A, take part in the ride, and B, to be able to fundraise for an orphan and be able to make this orphan's life a lot more better. Like I said, it's an amazing opportunity. Between us, 24 orphans, sorry, I just dropped my paper. 24 orphans will get the funds to cater for the needs for up to just 4 years. So that's 24 children. Alhamdulillah, it's a brilliant opportunity. And again, we are in the month of Ramadan now. Take the opportunity. The fundraising page has been now set up. We're doing it with BT Donate. If you haven't seen it already, please set up your fundraising page. And again, I'll emphasize now, Ramadan is the best time to ask people to fundraise. It is also Zakat eligible, so take the opportunity to ask your friends and family to contribute from the Zakat or from the Sadaqah during the month of Ramadan and contribute there. And most of us who did it previous years, have actually raised our target by the time Eid has come, Eid al-Fitr. So again, take the opportunity to do it now. Support team, we've got from previous years Omar and Gary, who's going to be doing the support side of one side. The other part of with the Luton van, who was Abdul Quddus and Dudu last year. They haven't confirmed yet this year. I am still working on them to get that sorted. Leave that to me. Once that is confirmed, I'll let you guys know. If not, we'll be looking to replace them. They're doing their best to cover for us. If they can, they will do it. If not, we'll get somebody else to replace them. The flight information, we are going from London Stansted to Basel via Ryanair, and then returning back from Munich to London Stansted via Berlin. The transportation from London to Stansted Park hasn't been dealt with yet. We're looking to see if we can get a minibus. If we don't, again, there's not an issue about that. People can make their own way to the airport and back in the London side, but we'll make the necessary arrangements from Basel airport to the hotel, and from Munich hotel to the airport as well. But so this is pretty much what it is. In terms of health insurance, I just want to say that again, we are not promoting for people to take up travel insurance, but everyone's adult here, and we had an incident last year. So if you feel as though you need to take up travel insurance while you're there, by all means do take it up. That's the individual responsibility to do so. But what we do say, and it's in the online form as well, is the European Health Insurance Card, which is free and is covered by NHS for any emergency needs that you might need while we're traveling in Europe. You're definitely going to have that. You either have that already, or you're going to make sure you have that ready, available in your possession by the time 3Cities starts. So this is pretty much the briefing. Like I said, it's not an interactive one, unfortunately, but I'm kept it short to not to bore anyone really. But if you have any questions, please do feel free to contact me, WhatsApp, or even call me, and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Take care. Assalamu alaikum.